Guys, so today I am going to be ranking all 16 roller coasters at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. Um, Officially, they do count Surf Dog as a coaster, although I wouldn't consider it a coaster, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there because they count it as a coaster. This is current as of September of 2018, and there's been a recent announcement that they're removing a coaster. So we'll just have to wait and see how that one plays out. But as of September 2018, um, this is the ranking of my personal opinion of the coasters at Kings Island. All the videos used in this video, the clips, I am linking them down below. Go check out those channels as well. Awesome channels. So let's get started with number 16. So starting out at number 16 is the Great Pumpkin Coaster, which it's in the kids section. It's nothing too spectacular, just like a normal, regular, kiddie coaster. At my number 15 spot is the Flying Ace Aerial Chase. This is located in Planet Snoopy, as was the Great Pumpkin Coaster in the kids section. This coaster is really nothing spectacular. Personally, I don't care for the coaster. I think it's really rough. Um, but I'm sure the kids would get a kick out of it and like it. But me personally, I'm just going to pass on this one. My number 14 spot, I have the Woodstock Express um, over in Planet Snoopy, and it is one of the coasters that did open in 1972 at the park. Personally, for a little coaster, it does have quite a bit of good airtime, I thought, but it's short. It's nothing spectacular. It's more of a family kids coaster. Um, but it's not bad at all. It's still pretty good. It's just, for me personally, I'd rather go for a more thrilling coaster. Coming in at my number 13 spot in Planet Snoopy, I have Surf Dog. They do consider it a coaster. While it might not have a super long track, I actually think Surf Dog is a really fun ride. Now we're going to be moving into bigger coasters. We're out of Planet Snoopy, no more Planet Snoopy coasters. And we'll go ahead and start that off. Number 12 is the Backlot Stunt Coaster. I personally don't really care for this coaster at all. Um, The theming, it used to be better themed when Paramount did own the park. The launch is actually pretty surprisingly powerful. When the fireworks, it's great. But it's nothing to write home about though. So that's why we have it at number 12. Number 11, I put Adventure Express and Aero Mine Train. Adventure Express, it's pretty good. The problem is every time I get off of it, I swear, like it always like really kind of. I think this is kind of rough, like with my hips and my back especially. Um, so I don't really like the roughness. I think it's rough. I love the end part through the tunnel with the statues moving. Um, but you go up this lift hill during it, and you think there's going to be a big hill after it, and it's like it ends. So I think that's a pretty disappointing ending. And it's not too thrilling. There's really no big drops or anything like that on it either. I love the big drops, the big coasters. But I mean, I still like the coaster, and every time I go to Kings Island, I do ride the coaster though. Moving into the top 10, and we have Vortex. Vortex is fun. It's definitely a bit on the rougher side. I mean, it has been there since 1987, made by Aerodynamics. But it's still fun. It's a long ride. Um, I mean, I find it rough, but I don't find it like unbearably rough. But it is in the number 10 spot, and not higher. Because it's definitely got some roughness to it. And I mean, Kings Island's a park with a lot of roller coasters, a lot of great ones, and Vortex is definitely a great ride. But it's just not my favorite one here. Number 9, which I think is going to be a little bit of controversy because a lot of people would put this higher, is good for me though. It's going to be Flight of Fear. Flight of Fear used to be like my favorite one here for a while. But lately I'm just like, this ain't as good as, it once was, As you get older, whatever your tastes do change, and my taste just changed for this one. Um, it's still a great ride, and it's indoors in the dark. That launch is the best part of this coaster by far. There's like a mid-course brake run that does kind of like slow it down the momentum a little bit, and it's short, which I mean I love a long ride personally. Um, but I didn't find it to be rough, and I still think it's a great ride with a phenomenal launch. And it's the only indoor roller coaster at Kings Island. Taking my number 8 spot is going to be the Racer. The Racer was actually my very first big roller coaster that I ever rode. So it always was going to have a special place in my heart. Um, I think the blue train's slightly better than the red train, but they're both going to do the same thing. It's a traditional out and back roller coaster, and a lot of people say it's rough. I don't think it's too bad for a wooden roller coaster. It's not unbearable. It's a very fun ride, and when they actually race, it just makes the experience so much better. Number 7 is the Bat. This is an aerodynamic suspended coaster. These are actually pretty rare coasters. Let me tell you what. This coaster, is I think, the most underrated coaster at the park. This coaster deserves much more credit than it is giving. It might not have the stats or be the big, most powerful coaster there. Um, but I love this coaster. It is smooth, and the swinging that back and forth just adds to the thrill so much more. It's a good coaster for the family. I hate the walk that you have to take to get back there, though. But the ride is definitely worth the walk. The only complaint is it's a little short. If it was a little bit longer, I think that'd make it so much better. But you can't beat the view of the Great Wolf Lodge from on top of the lift hill. And it's a really fun coaster. Taking my number 6 spot, I feel like it's going to be a controversial pick because a lot of people like this one better. But I'm going to go ahead and put it at number 6, Mystic Timbers. It is their newest one, just introduced in 2017. The reason why I'm not ranking it higher is because I do like more thrilling coasters. I feel like this coaster was overhyped for what it actually was, and that really, upset me and I thought took away from the experience. The shed was definitely disappointing about what it actually was. It wasn't what I expected. But that being said, it's still a fantastic coaster. Like from number 10 on, I think all of these are absolutely great coasters. And Mystic Timbers, it's so smooth. There's so much airtime in this coaster. It's crazy. I love the airtime. I just, as I said, I just thought the shed was a little overhyped for what it actually was. But I really, overall, though, this is definitely a great coaster, a great addition to Kings Island. Number 5 spot, this one's definitely going to cause some controversy. Invertigo. You're like, well, gosh, there's boomerangs everywhere. Why'd you rank it so high? Um, because this one is different from a lot of them, a really rare type of boomerang. And it is forceful. This thing has some force to it. I think it only says it goes like 50 something miles an hour. I feel like this thing is zooming faster than even Diamondback. This thing is great. I love the paint job, the color. I think it's really pretty. Um, and it is super forceful, super powerful. It is just a little short, but that's to be expected with these type of coasters. Number 4 is going to go to Firehawk. Firehawk, I find is smooth. It's really unique because it's like a flying coaster. You're actually flying. And this is one of the coasters that actually manages to kind of really scare me because I feel like I'm going to fall out every time I ride. But I know I'm not, so I'm going to be okay, but it just adds to the experience. It's a really great coaster. I feel like it's kind of underrated, too. But definitely a great addition to Kings Island's lineup. Number 3, I did put the Beast, but honestly, the top 3 is really interchangeable. I think any of them could easily be number 1 for me. For a lot of people too. Like some days you're gonna like one better than the other, but they're all the top 3 have amazing top 3 here at Kings Island. Um, the Beast, the legendary wooden roller coaster, well over a mile long, intense, thrilling. A night ride on this thing is like no other. You have to ride it in the night and front row. Even front row during the day is great. A lot of people say it's too rough. This coaster is going to be 40 years old next year. What do honestly expect? It's rough, but honestly, it's not unbearable rough. It's like a lovable rough. It's definitely, I don't think it's as rough as Vortex, for example, or Adventure Express. I think it's smoother than those. So, and you get a long ride. I love having a long ride. So, especially if you have to wait in line for a while for a ride that's only going to be like a minute, you're going to be like, disappointing. You're going to be on this thing for a while. I mean, the lift hill does take forever, but still, the ride itself is amazing. It's incredible. Kings Island did great with this coaster. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. Number 2, I'm going to have to give it to Banshee. I love the theming for Banshee. When you get to the top of the lift hill, you can hear the Banshee screech. Um, Incredibly smooth inverted coaster, long, thrilling, fun ride. This is just a great all-around coaster. Um, by B&M that is at Kings Island. And it's so good that it does take my number 2 spot. However, there is one coaster here that is better than Banshee. And that one is Diamondback, the #1 coaster here, at least in my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. B&M Hypercoaster, super smooth, fun ride, airtime city. I love the splashdown near the end as well. Um, it's a long ride, and it's the tallest coaster in the park until we get our Giga, which you know we deserve a Giga. But I there's literally nothing bad about this coaster at all. It's an incredible ride. Definitely the best coaster at Kings Island for sure. Just let me know what you thought about this video. Give me a like, subscribe, comment below. And thanks everyone so much for watching.